before?
Yes, I have.
What do you make of how good or bad the nature of the road is?
You know, it keeps getting bad all the time, and over decades, I think media houses has always hammered on the situation about the bad state of the roads. But, you know, they go in there, make some patches, and then within some months or years, it comes back to the state again.
When was the last time you used it?
The last time I used it was, let's say, a month ago.
A month ago?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you know how bad it is currently.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah.
And George made a report from that side, I think 2 days ago, and what we saw on TV wasn't appropriate.
Yeah.
And that stretch is a busy one. I mean, people ply there all the time, and for it to be in such a state, it's really appalling, and I think something needs to be done about it.
Well,
I ply it sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
a day?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. Especially when you're coming at dawn.
Yeah. There are no street lights.
Oh, as for that one.
The road itself is bad.
As for that one, we don't talk about it.
Because when you're plying that road in the middle, or at dawn, when there aren't so many cars, you know, when there are so many cars in front of you, somehow they guide you as you go. But when it's just you on that road, and when it's dark, without the street lights, it can be very difficult. I think I was coming from Akosombo one weekend, around 12 a.m., and it was just me on the road. I was scared. I said the Lord's Prayer in Psalm 23 over and over and over again, from start to finish, because it was a very scary experience. And I think for people who use it often, you might have been able to figure it out, know where the potholes are.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way.
That's true.
But for people who use it often, you know, you figured it out, you know where the potholes are, so you know how to avoid them. But if you don't use it often and you drive on that road in the middle of the night,
it's just... I have to be sincere, it's not only the middle of the night. That is, if you're not familiar with the road.
Yeah.
Because even for us who live in the Tema Enclave or in Ashaiman or come from Adan or elsewhere in the Dangbe areas and come through the motorway to Accra, even if you're used to the motorway, you know, the motorway doesn't chip off because it's cement-based. It cracks. It's concrete-based, so it cracks. So you are never prepared for when the next hole is available. You are never prepared for what the next disaster is, even if you're familiar with the road.
Okay.
So for those who are not familiar with the road, they tend to come with a lot of speed. Because somehow, those who went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and the other engineering universities abroad and working in highways and all those places still maintain the speed limits at the start of entry into the motorway. So anybody will assume, especially anybody driving who uses the road sign, that I should keep 100 km/h as part of my rate or speed limit when I'm driving. So for you who is familiar, you know that maybe this point I need to slow.
Yeah.
And somebody could, because they are not aware, just hit you, run into you or something like that.
Yeah.
And it creates a lot of disasters. Because that road is used by drivers who are from other parts of the sub-region.
Yeah.
They're not familiar. I'm told that when you go to Côte d'Ivoire, especially when we had all these Wanderlust people, they said they have great highways, etc. So they are usually not used to the road sometimes if they don't tend to ply.
And I think what actually makes it worse is the state of the toll booth now, because the structures there have all crumbled, and it's been like this for days.
It's terrible. Well, they say they are going to remove them.
And nothing is being done about it.
Well,
anyway.
Thank you, Godwin.
Thank you,
Godwin. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always lovely to run into you in the mornings at our little meeting area. Anyway, so this morning we're going to start off with a conversation about the motorway. I was reading some tweets last night about the state of the motorway. A gentleman said that plying the motorway now is like navigating an obstacle course, because every day he uses the motorway, he finds that there's a new pothole. This is someone who uses the motorway often.
Yeah.
And you think you know the road. Yeah. But now, like the potholes are now like the blessings of the Lord. They're new every morning.
Amen.
Every morning you find a new one.
Mashallah.
And so now, when he's driving, he just follows the trotro drivers and just stays behind them. When they swerve, he swerves. When they go straight, he goes straight. He doesn't go by himself anymore because he believes that the trotro drivers are better at navigating the potholes. And that increases traffic. It's terrible. It's scary, especially when you're new like me. I use the motorway about once a week because I go to Pram Pram often, once a week. And every time I'm coming back, it's like, oh God, please bring me safely. And almost every day you'd see accident cars by the side of the road. So you know that this could be me. Anyway, there have been many calls by Ghanaians on social media and radio, television, calling for the government to do something about the motorway as soon as possible. And over the last week, if you go on X, the motorway has been trending, former Twitter. The motorway has been trending. The hashtag Fix the Motorway Now has been trending. And more people are talking about it. And so we will talk about your experiences using the Accra Tema motorway every morning if you use it that often, what you make of the state of the road. Do you feel safe navigating the motorway every morning? And for those of you who haven't used it so much, you follow the conversations online and so you know what's going on. What do you make of the state of the motorway? What should be done? How can we solve this as a people as soon as possible is a question we're asking you this morning. Also, later on, during the show, I will be going to the Accra Tema motorway, so I'll bring you a live report from there. I'll talk to some motorists plying the road today and find out how it's been for them and whether we feel safe at all using the motorway. This is the current state of the motorway. It's in a very deplorable state. Yes, so if you are going to be using the Accra Tema motorway this morning, I might be on the road. I will be there, so you might see me. And I look forward to talking to you. So you tell me your experiences using the motorway every morning. Roland.
So we'll be also looking at the big issues. And we know that prominently the president has also, in a sharp rebuttal, responded to the former president, John Dramani Mahama. But we want to expand the conversation further and looking at all of us within the political governance and transparency space, analyzing the independence of some constitutional bodies, or really constitutional bodies, and concerns or not about government manipulation. And we know that we'll back that with some level of literature that's also talking about citizens' perception or opinion about what sort of confidence they have in some of these institutions, not only those organs of the judiciary or quasi-judicial organs, but also the Electoral Commission and a number of others that play critical or instrumental roles. Then towards the last leg, we'll look at whether the increased cocoa producer price will have any effect to meet production targets. Already we're told that apparently we have some of our cocoa beans getting into Burkina Faso. Why do we have that cross-border smuggling of our cocoa beans into some of our neighboring countries? Is it because they have better prices for our farmers? How do we address that subsequently? So we'll take a look at that. Yeah. We'll also encourage you, make sure that you're with us. DEWA 539 Chop Money goes with a short code, *446. And then, of course, we have Cash Out 439. And you have to make sure that you add the star as well as the hashtag as well, and let us know what you think about your winnings. Make sure that you play so that you get more of those. So Cash Out and then DEWA 539 Chop Money. In the meantime, we have to go for a break.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
To simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helena Piampofo, and William Asiedu. Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
Get ready for another cultural explosion like never before. On 21st September, Africa will witness an ultimate celebration of African diversity and flavor at the 3FM Afro Connect event. This is the place to experience the magic of African arts and creativity. You also get to unite in a sizzling jollof war competition, igniting a culinary showdown. Will Côte d'Ivoire hold the jollof war title? So whether you're passionate about food, art, games, or simply making new connections, 3FM Afro Connect event on the 21st of September is the place to be. Venue, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. To sell, call 053-220-0927. 3FM Afro Connect, connecting Africa and beyond. Brought to you by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The 3FM Afro Connect is proudly sponsored by
the age-old rivalry that senior high schools engage in is still present within alumni. The battle for bragging rights to a particular endeavor remains even after school. If your school can cook, it means your school is here. If your school can boast of good culinary masterminds, this right here is the perfect platform to showcase that skill set. Alumni have met, and they have chosen representatives to take up the task of preparing extraordinary dishes to bring victory to their respective schools.
Tell me what you're cooking.
Week in, week out, these schools will mount these workstations in a bid to buy your nutritional affinity to them. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your taste buds and fasten your aprons. These culinary experts are set to battle for the enviable crown of being tagged Lords of the Kitchen. This is Kitchen Wars Season 2.
Kitchen Wars Season 2, Sundays at 5 p.m. on TV3. Don't miss it.
Sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix.
And Napa Foods. Say Napa. Enye Ono Soko.
PGL.
Are you ready to win solid cash every day with Cash Out? Be a proud winner of lots of cash simply by watching or listening to any of Media General stations. That's right, you are being rewarded for your loyalty. Tune in to all Media General brands. TV3, 3FM 92.7, Onia TV, Onia FM 95.1, all in Accra, Akuma FM 87.9 in Kumasi, and Connect FM 97.1 in Takoradi. To enter the Cash Out raffle on your favorite Media General station, just dial *439#. Follow the prompt and pick your favorite platform to enter. Voila! You are now eligible to become one of the 10 lucky winners of a cool cash prize. Remember, this is every day, all day on your favorite Media General station. Cash out and win big! This is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Limited. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
It wasn't always this easy. When I was 26, I got my first chance to perform a surgery.
Can I have a selfie? Thank you so much.
So I was holding the scalpel. My hands were trembling.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I have your autograph, please? Sorry, sir.
Yes, go on.
Well, then, as soon as the senior surgeon entered the OT, Yes, Dr. Matur. I'll be there in 30 minutes. It's an important surgery. Rain check?
Sure.
They are in love, but will they be able to adjust?
Eternal Love shows Tuesdays to Fridays at 6 p.m. only on TV3.
Brought to you by Out Multipurpose Insecticide Spray and Quell.
No, aye manya to say so manya, and aye chaka to say chakademos. Utoka be belonchi and delay.
Nani nyaya for fame, no.
Seriously, I be singing no because almost all brofo nye prempe brofo.
Brofo and this cabana meka. And your brofo who be as Meka.
It's all called public restroom who you so male and not female.
Ladies.
And don't you think yes how violate Emma because you have a male sex organ but you are using the ladies?
Oh, tell me and follow it. What a word be no a put toy. And you need delay a put toy.
The Delay Show now shows on Sundays at 6 p.m. on TV3. Brought to you by Vodafone, Safari Tissues, Pepsodent, Yas Sanitary Pad, Delay Foods, Tabia Takum, Greatfield Ventures, Alisa Hotel.
I'm a hero from zero up to hero.
Many with great voices have taken their chance on the biggest music reality show on screen.
Rap na kasa be my career. Iti Mr. found to my media no na yamba mpesi kakuna bi na yen.
Some stood out with their lyrical abilities and style. Mentor is back. The search is on. Who becomes the next winner? Mentor, the world awaits you. Get ready for another cultural explosion like never before. On 21st September, Africa will witness an ultimate celebration of African diversity and flavor at the 3FM Afro Connect event. This is the place to experience the magic of African arts and creativity. You also get to unite in a sizzling jollof war competition, igniting a culinary showdown. Will Côte d'Ivoire hold the jollof war title? So whether you're passionate about food, art, games, or simply making new connections, 3FM Afro Connect event on the 21st of September is the place to be. Venue, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. To sell, call 053-220-0927. 3FM Afro Connect, connecting Africa and beyond. Brought to you by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The 3FM Afro Connect is proudly sponsored by
You're welcome back. You're watching TV3 New Day. And if you haven't played Cash Out today, now's the time to do it. Dial *439#. Today just might be your lucky day. We're giving away 4,000 Ghana cedis cash to you because we want you to have a lovely day. How about that? Yes. And you get that only here on Media General and TV3.
Fantastic.
All right.
Fantastic. I'm also encouraging you. We have Dewa 539 Chop Money, and that one goes with the short code *446#. So, Charlie, either way, you have a draw for Dewa 539 at 10 a.m. That'll be this morning, of course, and then you get to become one of the lucky winners. But we now have to mainstream our conversation for this morning, the segment. So we have to look at the state of the Tema motorway. It's been trending on X, as we like now calling Twitter. So please, no more Twitter, X. But the motorway, its state and the promises that have been given by government over the years, but particularly over the last 7 years, about how we were going to have a rehabilitation or reconstruction of the Accra Tema motorway, as it is called, is now a death trap. And this has been trending over the last week. But because nothing has been done about it, we have to make sure that we just keep emphasizing on why it is important to not only share your experiences, but also take a look at the state of that road and also other important roads adjoining your community. Well, I have this one from Tommy Annan Forsen, who says, I used the motorway, or I applied the motorway 2 days ago, and trust me, it's a death trap. How many times have we not seen gory or fatal accidents, and yet nothing is being done about it? It's been neglected for far too long. I'm sure if a couple of ministers or even the president, God forbid, lost family members on the road, it would have been worked on. It's so sad. Yeah. We've got into that point of prayers.
We have a first call on the line.
We do
yes,
already.
We do. Your favorite caller actually is on the line. Mejina has called in.
Mejina.
Hello, good morning, Mejina.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm great, and you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in. We're happy to have you. What are your thoughts on the state of the Accra Tema motorway now as it is?
My dear sister, I think that it is not only the Tema motorway that is having this problem, but rather nationwide. But when you go into the budget statement, various budget statements of this government, you could see the amount of money that we always allocate to the road sector. But we don't see what they are using this money for.
Oh, wow.
It's like we have the resource there, but the leaders, Nanado government, is not focusing on the right thing. So they have been using our resources anyhow because they are not struggling to get it. And Ghanaians, we are hypocrites in the first class. Because if we really care about our resources, we wouldn't sit down looking unconcerned, look at the toll booth. My dear sister, if you go to elsewhere, they measure the amount of weight that a car will pass through a road, and they will charge you.
Okay.
Is this the case in Ghana?
But have you used the motorway recently? You haven't.
Me, I'm in Sunyane.
Okay, all right.
The Ghana resources, I'm not using the motorway, but in Sunyane, when it comes to Kotokro Road, Sunyane Kotokro Road, madam, more than 8 years, it's not up to 5 kilometers. This government have not been able to do it.
Okay.
You said Sunyane what?
Sunyane Kotokro Techiman Road.
Sunyane Kotokro Techiman Road.
Yes. My master, when you will cry. You will cry. You will cry.
Okay. Thank you, Mejina, for that call. I'm clearly very displeased.
This one is funny.
With the state of the roads.
Joseph Yadogla, I believe, is mimicking the roads minister. Says, good morning, Rola. You are far behind. Catch up, double up. The motorway has been done, repaired long ago. TV3, double up. I understand where you're coming from. There was one time and there were complaints about roads, and the roads minister was on the road saying. So the phone lines are open. And you know the motorway is 18 or 19 kilometers on one side and then same for the other. Was first commissioned or opened for traffic in 1965.
1965? Well, we have another call on the line now. Matthew is on. Hello, Matthew. Hello? We have a caller from Kumasi on the line now. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Eugene Magdell, Kumasi.
All right, Eugene, you're welcome to the show. Eugene, have you used the Accra Tema motorway in recent times?
Yes. It's like we are living in a banana republic. What is going on with all these things? You see, Amakwata, we have a minister who with no law, who on his own, said, I'm going to toll booths. I'm not going to allow the toll booth to work without any law. What kind of country are we in Ghana? What kind of all these things is this? Look at what is happening on Accra Temamoto. Just recently, if you could recall, accident occurred on Temamoto. Life was lost. What is going on in this country? That we can't. You see, Nana Akufo-Addo government has been a pain. Nana Akufo-Addo government has been a curse on Ghana. It's almost like a curse.
Okay.
What is going on?
Thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you so much. So obviously a very displeased caller from Kumasi.
I have this one from a resident of Tema. Emmanuel Akolo says, I use the motorway almost every day. I had a severe accident recently near the underbridge. Now, traveling on the motorway, you need to pray or sing a gospel song throughout your journey to and fro. No lights on the highway at night. For those who live in Tema, they are suffering because they constantly would have to use the motorway before they get home. And that's Emmanuel. Emmanuel giving us that as well.
Yes. For those who use, I mean, for someone like you, Roland, who goes to and fro more than once a day on the Accra Tema motorway, I don't know how you do it, because every time I use the motorway, I am scared. The first time I used the motorway in my life, I was robbed on the motorway, on the highway. I was coming from Akosombo. I was with a family. I think they were an Egyptian family. Were robbed on the motorway. So I decided I was not going to use the motorway again. Fast forward, sometime 2014, I went back to using the motorway because I had to be going to Pram Pram. And every time I hit the road, I pray. When I tell you I say Psalm 23 and the Lord's Prayer the whole time, I'm not joking. It's a scary experience, and it's gotten worse now. And I don't know how, people who come from Tema to Accra are able to do this every day. It must be very difficult. Clearly, the road is bad. Now, the toll booths have made it even so much worse, and we're calling on the government to do something about it now. We have George on the line now. Hello, George.
Hello.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing great, yourself.
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in. Good. What do you make of the state of the motorway now?
That's when I mean, you don't even know how to express yourself when you are using the motorway. Compared to about 8 or 10 years back, how it was. Even that time we were complaining that they have to repair it.
Yeah.
Now, as at now, just about almost a month ago, I came to do some work at where the SASU office is. And in fact, it wasn't good at all. And I don't understand the kind of engineers that you have in this country, that you are patching
the concrete road
with
bitumen.
With asphalt. Concrete with quota. Doesn't make sense. No, do they think before they work, or they work before they think? You see, madam, it's about time that the youth in this country has to rise up. We have to be on our feet. Because people are failing. Naturally, the old will go and the new will come and replace them. But the old in this country are spoiling the country for us. Because you look at me at my age, and sometimes we come, my children cannot use the motorway. It's a disaster. It's a shame for Ghana. In fact, let's rest my case.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I understand your frustration. And the truth is, people are dying on the motorway. Every week we hear about accidents. In fact, if you use the motorway, it's unlikely that you would finish the journey without seeing accident cars on the side of the road. And when you think that that could have been you, it's scary. If you don't know where the potholes are, you will fall in them. If you know where the potholes are, you will fall in them anyway. And so it's like there's really no winning. Like someone said on social media, it's like navigating an obstacle course, driving the Accra Tema motor or driving on the Accra Tema motorway. And you think that it's supposed to be one of the best roads in the country. I don't know if we need a certain special kind of cement.
Now it's
supposed to be, Well, the conversation will not end here. We'll continue to have it, and we'll continue to call on the government to do what's right. On this show later today, I will be on the Accra Tema motorway to talk to motorists to find out how they are navigating the motorway every day. In the meantime, it's time to cross over to Johnny now, who's ready with Johnny's Bites. Stay tuned.